Good morning. Well, at least it's morning here in New York City. Welcome. Can you just say something? Do a one in the chat if you can hear me, and we'll just get started from there. I'm Wambui Bahati. I think most people know that. Okay, so today, what I want to do is we're going to do some shares. Some people have sent me pictures of their projects, and I would like to share those projects with you. They are wonderful. There's so many talented people on the channel. There are people that are far more talented than I am with the crafts. And they just send me these pictures of these amazing things that they're doing. And so I wanted to share them with you. I also wanted to answer a few questions from you about your knitting projects. I know I get a lot of questions in the comment sections of my videos, and I try my best to get them, but as I'm always saying, I'm always behind in my comments. So if you have any questions about any of the projects from the channel, then please take this opportunity to ask me about that project. All right, so good morning, everybody. These are the people who are being featured today in our shares. We have Betty Hubbard, Sheila Jones, and the fabulous Lisa Morris. So we're going to get started with the sharing in just a little bit. Let's see who's with us right now. Let's see. We have Dawn Springer. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, where are you from, Dawn? Where do you live, Dawn? Let me know where you live. So I'm in New York City. And I know today, because of some of the things that are happening in the world, I know there was a real tragedy that happened last evening. So it's kind of might be difficult for us to be in the spirit. I'm glad that you're here, Dawn. Okay, so what I'm going to do then is I'm just going to go ahead and start the sharing at this point. I don't like for the lives to be too long. I just wanted to check in. I've been holding on to some of these pictures that I have for a really long time, so I wanted to come in and share them. Who's this? This is Saved by Grace. Good morning and welcome. And let's see, Dawn is Seattle, Washington. Welcome from Seattle, Washington. I've been out there. Wait a minute, Seattle, you're the place that you have a little open market and you sell crumpets and seafood down. Is that you? You have a Seattle open market? Yeah, I think that's you. I remember being there, and no matter what was going on during the time I was there, I would have to go down there and get a crumpet. And I hope I've got the city right, but I think that's you. And so welcome. And let's see. Good morning. All right, Arabella's. Thank you for being here. Denise Lewis. Welcome. Good morning. Well, she's saying beautiful. I don't know if she's talking about me or not, but thank you, Denise, for being here today. Happy day to you. Thank you, Lessons. And good morning, Wambui. I'm so happy to see you. I'm so happy to be here. Let me tell you, my energy is starting to feel right again. So, Dennis Lewis, Miller, Texas, the great state of Texas represented in the house today. Thank you, Denise. And let's see. I don't think I've ever been to Miller, Texas. I don't think I've even ever heard of Miller, Texas, because here, we just hear about Austin, Houston, Dallas, But what city are you near? Okay, so, and we have Birmingham, Alabama, the great state of Alabama in the house. Yeah, I've been to Alabama. I've been to most of the states, and I had a good time. In Keller, Texas. Oh, Keller! I I know about the trying to chat. Okay, Keller, Texas. All right, welcome from Keller, Texas, not Miller. Okay, we got that. Thank you. And Chicago in the house. Chicago, and from let's see, Pike Place Market. Okay, that's the place down in Seattle where you can go and get just really delicious food early in the morning. I just had a good time down there. Okay, so thank you. I got these glasses from Zenni. Are y'all familiar with Zenni? Zenni. If anybody wears glasses, I would encourage you to become familiar with Zenni, Zenni, because when I was told I was going to need to wear glasses and wear them all the time, and then they pointed to the frames in the shop where I was, it was gonna cost me at least $600 to $800 because I got a lot going on in here. And then someone saw how disappointed I was, and on the way out the door they said Zenni. Go there online. And I did, and let me tell you, I got these frames which are real sturdy. I've had them for a while now. I got progressives. I got shading to protect from the computer. I got a lot going on in here. Let me tell you, the whole price of everything was $135. $135. So I have gotten lots of other glasses from them. So if you wear glasses, I think become familiar with Zenni. And yeah. Okay, so I know I kind of got carried away there. Okay. Morning from Delaware. Delaware, thank you so much for being here. Delaware, Marianne. And then we have, okay, see now I don't know. Okay, so Aurora Bellis. I am not, even when people put how and they put a RU in a text, it took me forever to figure out what the RU meant, which is RU. RU. But so, help us out. Okay, so great tip. I wear eyeglasses. Yeah, go to Zenni, Zenni. And I have gotten several pair there, and I still haven't hit what my bill was going to be for that one pair. And I think it was a Lens Crafters. Yeah. So Oklahoma City. Okay. I should have known that, right? I should have known. Oklahoma City. Welcome, Oklahoma City. I've been in your city. I think I've been to your city, and this was a long time ago. I don't know how you, but this was way back. And I was presented a citation, a good citation, from whoever the mayor was back in the early 80s, whoever the mayor was. When I came to Oklahoma City, I came with a show called The Wiz, and the mayor invited us to something at the mayor house, and gave us a citation. I have it somewhere, a little certificate, anyway, to show his appreciation for us being there. Okay, so let's start. Speaking of shows, let's go ahead and start our presentation featuring Betty Hubbard, Sheila Jones, and Lisa Morris. Are any of these people here? If not, they'll catch it on the replay. But we're just going to start. I'm going to start first of all with Sheila Jones. Okay, so these are the socks that Sheila Jones made from the sock pattern on the channel. And I think they're quite beautiful. And I love the way how she had the gradient yarn. So the socks, although they're a pair, they're like completely different colors there. Okay, and here we go again with, this is a blanket. Now that's a lot. She loom knitted this blanket, and one of the one of the most asked questions I get is how do I keep my blanket from rolling up on the ends? She did a really good job, but it's the same secret to how to keep a scarf from turning in. I call it a sausage scarf, when your scarf won't lay flat. And that is, you have to use at least 2 different stitches to even things out. But that is a beautiful blanket, and it looks like it took a lot of hours to get that. And the colors are so beautiful. So thank you for that. And then look at all these scarves. It looks like she has her own shop of loom knitted scarves. They are just beautiful, each and every one. We got, again, the graduated yarn, and then, oh, she was just very busy doing amazing things. And this is her headband that she loom knitted from the video that's on the channel. And I must say, though, okay, so we were talking about Sheila. I gotta say that Sheila Jones told me that she became interested and did all these projects at a time, and I guess it's okay for me to share. She didn't tell me not to share, but she had lost her husband, and so she came to the channel, and as you can see, just started loom knitting, to keep your mind clear and, until you get back to feeling like your old self. So these are all of her projects that she did. And this is now I think this is crocheted. So I think this is one of her crocheted blankets. And it's very beautiful too. It's like a giant granny square blanket. And then she has the scarf that is featured on the channel. And again, I think this is crochet. I don't think this is from the Loom Knit channel. But look at that. That's pretty amazing. And I'm looking at the edge around here. Wow. Okay, these are great. And I think that's a different blanket from this blanket. Yeah. So where was I with the blanket? Oh, okay. So, all right. So that's Sarah. All right. So that's Sarah. Sheila Jones's products. Those are Sheila Jones's products. And now we're going to go to, who's next? Lisa. All right, so Lisa Morris made these scrubbies, and I love how she decorated them, how creative. The people on the channel, as I say, you all are just some very creative people. I may have shown you how to do a stitch, but the fact is that you take that and then you run and you make it your own and you do amazing projects. So that's very beautiful. And we have Elisa. Now this hat is incredible because of how the rounds that go around that. So, wow. Now I don't know if that's Lisa wearing the hat or not, but it's very beautiful and it looks very good on whoever it is that's modeling that hat. So we're very happy about that. And then we have, and don't worry, I'm coming back to the comments in a minute. And now we have Miss Betty Hubbard, who kind of like, kind of refer to her as the James Brown of loom knitting. Well, the James Brown of crafting, because she just nonstop. Okay, so before I show you that one, let me show. Okay, so she loom knitted. I think she loom knitted. See, she does it all. She loom knits and she crochets. I'm gonna say this is crochet. She crocheted this sweater, and she sent me a picture of the sweater hanging up by its lonely self. And then, oh wait, that's not where I wanted to go. I wanted to go back to her actually wearing the sweater. Okay, so there she's wearing the sweater. And then we want to go to this beautiful Afghan that I think this is all, she crochets a lot now, more than almost loom knitting. I don't know. She loom knits, she cooks, she crochets. She's just very busy crafting. Okay, so I think this is a crochet blanket though. And here's a sweater that she was working on at the time. And again, I'm saying this is crochet that she did, and it's very beautiful color. And she also does diamond painting. So she sent me some of her diamond painting projects that were in progress. And that's the same one there that's finished. And okay, so Miss Betty also loves being in her kitchen and cooking and preserving. And I believe here she was getting some meals together to feed some other people. So Miss Betty is amazing like that. And of course, diamond painting again. And here's Betty wearing a beautiful sweater. And she's all smiles and she's looking real good in her beautiful sweater. Again, I believe that's crochet. And Miss Betty sent me this picture of some crocheted shorts. She crocheted a pair of shorts. So I don't know where she got that pattern from. And maybe she can share that if anybody is interested in crocheting some shorts. Okay, so this is, though I thank everybody for sending me your pictures of your projects. And let me just do this right here. So if anybody wants to send pictures of their projects or more specific questions about a project, then send it to Wambui at wambuimadeit.com. I'll see it faster. I love that you leave all the comments that you leave, but sometimes I don't always see them, especially if I reply to you and then you reply back to me. I hardly ever see that reply back to me. I hardly ever see that at all. So Wambui at wambuimadeit is where you can reach me. All right, so now let's get back over here and see. Okay, so Oklahoma City. I should have known that. Okay. I know. Lisa, I am so sorry. Yes. What did I have? Lisa Morris. Did I call? I'm sorry. I don't know. Lisa. Oh, Lisa is lessons. That's what you're trying to say. You are lessons. Okay. The person on the chat who is called Lessons is the fabulous Lisa Morris. Okay, so let's go back over here one more time and give Lisa. Yeah, this is Lisa and Lisa. Okay, on the chat, she's Lessons. Okay, thank you so much for that, Lisa. I thought I had got the wrong name or something, but she's here with us. Irene Q is from the UK, across the pond. Thank you so much for being here. So it must be late afternoon over there, right? Yeah. Well, thank you for being here. And those scarves are beautiful. Yes. Yeah, she did a great job. It's like she could open up a little. Let me see if this is it. Let me see. Like she could. It's like a scarf store, right? She has a scarf store going on. Let's see, who's this? This is, I am using an Afghan loom to knit a blanket out of Barnett blanket yarn. My email is not working, so I couldn't email you a picture of it. Okay. I'm trying to think how to get a email. Okay, let me think about, I think we went through this once before when we were trying to find a way for people to get their pictures to me. Okay, I'm going to think about that. I think there might be a way to do it through Buy Me a Coffee. Not that you have to buy me a coffee, but I think they have a platform where you can upload things if you want to. Okay, but thank you, Cheyenne. What is it? Cheyenne. And I'm going to try to figure out a way how to get your pictures. So you're doing an Afloom knitted blanket. I would love to see that. I bet you it's beautiful. And oh my God, I am just so in awe if anybody that does anything on the Afghan loom. I demonstrated the Afghan loom. I made me a blanket on the Afghan loom. And after that, I'm not a fan of the Afghan loom. I would rather use the long loom and piece them together. But that's just me. I know people who have make beautiful things on the Afghan loom. Okay, so um, thank you, Lessons, for being here. Okay, Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Okay, see, I have a story from everywhere. So Montreal is just, well, things have changed, I guess, because it was a long time when I was there. It was the 80s and 90s. But Montreal was, I believe I bought my first pair of crochet needles in Montreal. And I remember Montreal just being so clean. The air was just, is it still clean like that? It was cold, but it was a clean cold. It's such a beautiful, well, I remember it as being such a beautiful city. So thank you for being here. You're quite welcome. Thank you for sending the photographs for us to share so that I could share them with everyone. Okay, yes, it is. Okay, all right. Now, I was also saying, where are we in time? Let me see where the time is. The time is, okay, we've been on for like 20 minutes. So this is also I realized I never did a Ask Me Anything session. So it doesn't have to be about, crafts. If you want to ask me a question. Wait a minute. It seems like I started a question and then I didn't answer it. Yeah, I did. I did the Afghan. Okay. So, anything you want to ask me, if I think it's too personal, I'll say too, and we'll go on. But anything that you want to ask me, my story is, for the new people on the channel, I don't know if anybody knows, I'm from North Carolina. In my younger days and my midlife, I was a professional actress. And then at the same time, I was having mental health issues. So I was in the mental health system for most of my young adult life up until 40. I was told I was never going to leave the mental health system. I'm talking through her blankets. I was told I was never going to leave the mental health system when I was in my 40s. And I did. I left because I was hearing talk about them, what to do with my children, and that was a deal breaker for me. It was like, okay, you know what? I'm done. I'm well. I'm cured. And so I did things like changing my diet, watching the people I hung around, and just changed my environment, my mindset, and everything. And I just reinvented myself. That's when I took on the name Wambui. My birth name, I was named after my father, John Lewis Washington. I was supposed to be John Lewis Washington Jr. So for many years, my mother changed my middle name to Ann. So I was John Ann Washington, John. And so then after I came through all that, it was rough because emotionally, mentally, I was broke. Financially, I was broke. Spiritually, I was broke. For so many years, just broke in every way you could be broke. So when I finally got through that, then I changed my name. Wambui means singer of song. Bahati means my fortune is good. And I just recreated myself, and basically by changing my mindset, basically by not being offended, by not letting things outside of me anger me or take my power. And so now I live in New York City. I got married to a guy that was abusive. Thank God, no kids. Got away from him. Married the father of my children, but we eventually got divorced. And then my children. So we all live here in the New York area. And we're all cordial. I'm cordial to my ex-husband, not the abuser one, the father of my children one. And so we all get along. My family's very supportive of me. My daughters are my biggest fans. And so I started the crafting channel because I had started crafting in order to just take my mind off the things that were going on in the world. And so I started crafting, started off quilting, sewing, and then And then I started crochet. Well, I crocheted when I was on the tours with the shows. I crocheted a lot. But I found these hoops, the loops, the loom knit hoops. I saw a circular package, and it had 3 of these the looms inside. And it had a picture of a hat on the outside. And I was wondering, well, what do you do with this? I'd never heard of loom knitting before. So I bought them, and I came home to make me a hat, and I couldn't understand the instructions that came with it. So I went online, and it went too fast for me. Everybody was going too fast. And I kept backing up and slowing down until finally I figured out what they were doing, the wrapping and the pulling over. And I said, you know what? Now that I know how to do this, I'm going to make the video I wish I had found when I was looking. And so that's when I did the first loom knitting video, where I went really slow, because I was wanting somebody to go really slow and talk me through the whole thing. And so that's how I started with the loom knitting videos on the channel. Okay, so now I live in New York City, and I just turned 75 last Thursday. I turned 75. And so this is an Ask Me Anything a session if you have anything to ask. If not, then I'm going to show you some of the little books I've been making and see if that's something you're interested in. So she says, I'm currently using the Afghan loom to make a baby blanket. It's a little bulky, holding it in my lap. That's what I found too, and it's hard to take it somewhere. You can't. The round loom you can put in a tote bag or something, and you can take that with you and still work with it. But the Afghan loom is so big, it's so hard to deal with. Okay. Are you writing a book? Yes, I have written a book, and I have written a book. What I was going to, all right, so let me just, excuse my front for a minute while I go over here. Okay, so let me see. Use my front. All right. Okay, so I wrote a book in 2008, and this is what that book looked like. It was called You Don't Know Crazy. And all these are pictures of that's my grandmother, my mother and father, my children are over here. And that's me in the 70s with the big hair over here. That's my hair. That was my hairstyle in the 70s. And so this is the book. And now I did it in 2 parts. I did the story, and then I did lessons I learned along the way. Well, as the years passed, I wasn't happy about the lessons I learned along the way, because a lot of the things that I was saying in the lessons I learned along the way, I no longer believed in them. And so I redid the book with a new cover, and it's just now the story. I don't have that second part in the back. So, well, thank you for asking. Yeah, but I'm going to talk to you about doing your own books too. Let's see. So, who is this? This is, well, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I'm still standing after all that. Thank you. Yes, thank you. Also, maybe throw in some apples and green beans into your corner of a diet. Okay, you're funny. But I understand your concern. I understand your concern. So thank you very much. Thank you very much. I understand. A lot of people tell me that. A lot of people tell me that. Yes. I started from loom knitting after getting out of therapy for drug and alcohol using. I am sober 2 years. Woo! And it's due to loom knitting who helps. Yay! Fabulous, fabulous. You're going to be fine. You're okay. Thank you so much for sharing that. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. Thank you. Yes. You know, yeah, let's see. I started knitting after hand surgery and have been using your videos so much. Thank you for sharing your talents. Thank you so much. You know, I am now pretty much, y'all are beautiful. Thank you so much. Yeah, because I believe that we all have a story to tell, you know? And one of the things that I'm working on, so many things, my mind is just all over the place. One of the things I'm working on is helping people to tell their story in the form of a book or on stage. I started telling my story on stage as a musical before I even wrote the book. I was sure, and you know, when you tell your story, it gives you power over your story. Your story can no longer control you because you're talking it and telling it. You're controlling it. And I found by performing my story and writing my story, it was so healing. So I'm working on some type of workshop to share with people who just want to tell their story. It doesn't mean you want to share it with anyone, but it's something that you have and you can pass it down to your children, grandchildren, or just down to your family. It keep your legacy alive because we've all been through something. In fact, one of the books that I just did is this right here. It's called The Family Storybook. And it says not for sale. I wrote that on there because after I ordered my copy, I realized there were 2 mistakes in it. So I had to redo it. So I wanted to make sure not to ever let anybody have this one. But today, with the things that are out there, the family storybook, our legacy, this whole thing, I just said to an AI tool, I want something that represents family, the value of family legacy. And I gave it the title. And it actually, I didn't touch anything on this cover. An AI tool just created it from me telling it what I would like to see. And then I went back and I put little pictures of my grandmother and different family members on there. But this is a book that talks about keeping the legacy together. It's a reminder to... Anyway, it was fun doing this book. And what I want to show you is how you can do the books. If you are interested in doing a book, you can do your own book without great expense because I don't have a budget to do that. And when I wrote the first book, I literally wrote it. In fact, I was ripped off by a company that said they were going to help me and show me how to write the book. And once they got all the money, $10,000, they never did anything. I took it to court. I won. Then they told me it was whoever won couldn't appeal, but somehow or another she was able to appeal. And then the second time I went, she won, and which was just maddening. But what it taught me is that we can do more than we think we can, and that we don't always need to pay a lot of money to somebody just because we think they know what they're doing. Because I figured it out. I had to figure it out. And I know my children, after she ran off with my money, my children said, oh, you're still going to write the book. You're still going to write the book. And so that doing the book taught me how to do the book. And I can share that with other people now. And let me show you this one. This one I did last month. This is a book called Peace and Joy in Our Hearts. It's a story that I had in my head for many years, and I'm not an illustrator. So all of this was done with through Canva. All these images are Canva. In fact, on the book, I say the illustrations in this book were created using images and elements from Canva. Special thanks to Canva for providing the resources that helped bring the characters and scenes to life in the story. And so, yeah. So the thing was, I just had to change them up a little bit. So I wasn't, for instance, the girl here, the angel, the angel, I added the wings. It was just a girl in fact, the dress was actually, I think, pink. I made it white which you can do in Canva, and I added the blue wings. So without even knowing how to draw, and for very little money, you can do your own books, and that's what I'd like to share if that's something that you're interested in going forward. And also, you don't even really have to write. I mean, as far as there are a lot of books on Amazon that are journals, prayer journals, to-do books, and list books. They're just journals. And basically, either it's blank pages or it's the same page, over and over, because every day you have a new to-do list. Every day you have some new prayers or, Bible study or whatever you want to do. And so those books are very easily created. You just create the cover that you want for the book. And with the AI tools, let me see if I can do this right now. I don't know how familiar you all are with, let me see, okay, let me go right here for a minute. Let me see if I can do this. Okay, I'm going to say, an image, if I could spell, an image of a woman eating an apple in the park. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to say enter. Okay. So that's, okay, I'll leave it there for a little bit. All right. So that's what's going on today as far as the things that you can do. And I heard last night you can't, they're not letting you copyright it yet, but it is yours to use, meaning that if somebody wanted to use it, they could too. But the fact that it was created by AI, they're saying you can't copyright. All right, so I'm going to go back over here to the chat, and then, yeah, and we'll see. Where did we leave off? Okay, happy belated. Some apples. Okay, yeah, Lessons is a stand-up comedian, and thank you. And let's see, thank you. I started knitting. Okay, we did okay, so now, okay, she says, I'm going to buy your book. I bet it's fantastic. Well, I want you to know I'm not showing you the book. This wasn't an ad, but thank you if you would like to buy the book. And I think it is fantastic, which is why I'm revamping it after all this time. And I'm in the process of trying to put together an audio version of the book because I think it's a good book. But thank you so much. That's so sweet of you. Okay. Do you still sell patterns? That's something else that I would like to do because people do ask me for the patterns. They would like the patterns, especially for, let's see, the scarf, the hood scarf, that scarf, and the socks. There are a few things that people want the pattern for, and I just have not done it. I've been kind of overwhelmed with just trying to do so many things myself. I hear so many people on YouTube talk about their team, and I'm like, I want a team. So I got to figure out how to get more people into the mix and get things done that way, because I just become overwhelmed when there's so many things to do. When going through depression, okay, so that's a good thing. Yeah, the depression, you can't even, unless you've really felt that what depression is, you can't even, unless you felt it. A lot of people don't understand it. They feel like, well, just snap out of it. And it's something where you just feel like it's impossible to do that. So I'm very happy that the loom knitting helped you when you were dealing with the depression. I'm so glad to see you. I haven't been getting notifications until this week. You look great. Thank you. It's not, well, the notifications, well, I haven't been live for a long time. I did go live, I think was that about a few weeks ago? But I didn't even put the notifications out, so that was probably partly my fault. I just was at the computer one day and I said, I'm going live. But I'm so glad that you're here, Debbie. And then look at in your picture, you're having some coffee. That looks good. Okay. Thank you, Debbie. All right. Thrifty crocheter. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. And in your little icon, I see a little bear, something that you probably crocheted. It's wearing a red dress. That looks nice. Y'all are so talented. Let me see. Lessons now is saying, lovely to see you, but I just wanted to say bye for now. I have to get ready for an appointment. Stay true to yourself. Thank you so very much. And thank you so much for sharing the photos of your amazing projects. Thank you. Have a beautiful rest of the day. Thank you for stopping by. And let's see. I'm loom knitting a blanket, a log cabin style of crochet. I'm loom knitting a blanket, a log. Okay, so it's going to have lines. It kind of like goes in a square. That's what I'm thinking log cabin is. Okay. Your videos are always so easy to follow. Thank you so much. That means a lot to me. That's the whole. And Jay Goody, good morning, lovely lady, and lovely chat from Philly. Philly in the house. It's a good day. Thank you so very much for being here. Let's see. We have the hood scarf had a PDF down in the description. That was my first project. My mama loved it. Okay, good. Thank you so much. Okay, we're at 40 minutes. So I'm going to say goodbye and let you all go and enjoy this beautiful day. And for some of you over across the pond, the beautiful afternoon and evening. And I love you all so much. And I will come back and I'm going to be talking about, I don't know how many people are interested or not. I don't know, but I'm going to do the book. I'm going to start step by step. Just like I did the loom knitting, I'm going to start step by step for anybody who's interested in putting together their own book. Maybe you have poems that you have written over the years, and maybe you'd like to collect all those poems and see it in a nice book. That would be great too. Okay, but on that note, I think I'm going to, let's see. I want to loom a baby blanket. What type of stitch do you recommend? Okay, so for the baby blanket, if you're fairly used to loom knitting, I would say check out the 10 stitch blanket on the channel. Just search for the 10 stitch blanket. To me, that makes a fabulous baby blanket. But you need to be used to loom knitting a little bit in order to, make that 10 stitch blanket. I don't recommend that for someone who's brand new to loom knitting. But if you can get around in loom knitting, you know what? Go to the 10 stitch blanket video and see if that's something you can follow. If you can, then I would say the 10 stitch blanket. Other than that, just any blanket that includes 2 stitches so it doesn't roll up. So you can start off with 2 knit, 2 purl, 2 knit, 2 purl, and then the next row you can change up, where you did the knit before, do a purl. But as long as you use 2 stitches, you can't go wrong. And I would use a thicker yarn rather than a thinner yarn. And I think you're going to be fine. You can also, I don't want to confuse you. I say 10 stitch blanket, or I think whatever you do, you're probably going to have to, unless you do it on an Afghan loom, you're going to have to piece 2 pieces together. Because if you use even a round loom or the long loom, it's not going to be wide enough. For a baby, you can piece 2 pieces together and that would be wide enough. But yeah, I would say check out the 10 stitch. If not, then on a round loom, use the round loom and then just make sure you count your rows and do 2 pieces with the same amount of rows and put them together. There's a video on the channel that talks about how to join 2 pieces together. I hope that helps. If you have further questions, then I'm going to ask that you email me. Okay, let me see. Yeah. Where's my email? Yeah. Email me if you have further questions, okay? But if you can do that 10 stitch blanket, I think that's going to be great. Okay. All right. So let's see. And perfect lunch entertainment. Now, I didn't take down your screen name. Somebody wrote me yesterday and said they were going to take an early lunch and they were going to be watching. Are you the person who said, and I wrote you back and I said, Ma, you just put a smile on my face? Are you the lady or the person? I don't know who you are. Are you the person who sent me the message that you were going to take an early lunch and watch? Anyway, I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad all of you are here. I love you all very much. I wish only the very best for all of you. And yeah, that's all I can say today. So now I'm going to say bye-bye. Okay, one more thing. Arabella's is saying, I don't believe I did that. I made it to, let me see. Now I can't see it. Okay. May I have an issue with the yarn I buy saying it's medium weight 4, but it comes out stringy like a net on loom when its pegs are already close together. It's about 66 pegs. Okay, I never use the 4, which is the worsted. What they say is, I always go look for the thicker yarn. Lions brand has a lot of really thick yarns. I'm sure there are other brands that do too, but I'm just familiar with the Lions brand. That's the one that I use most of the time. And I always go for a 5, if not a 6, but at least a 5. But I find the worsted yarns, to me they're too thin. Yeah. So I would just buy yarn that's I would go up to a bigger yarn. Yeah. So, okay. Well, welcome. Shout out to you. I'm so glad you're here. That's wonderful. Thank you so much. And that was a wonderful message. I appreciated that. And so Saved by Grace is saying thank you. All right. Thank you, everybody. God bless everybody here. I hope that let's see. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Okay. I love you all. Okay. This is it. For real. For real this time. Bye-bye. I'll be sure to send out a notification before any other lives that I do. I love you all. Bye-bye.